Have you ever been on a flight, you're getting settled in, and you just wonder about all those little rules and routines? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're diving into the insider's guide to flying, revealing some of the aerodynamic secrets your cabin crew knows, secrets that turn their everyday tasks into absolutely critical safety procedures.
So, let's just jump right in with a question you've probably asked yourself. You're ready to go, the plane's about to push back, but the crew is being so meticulous, checking that every single bag is stowed, every tray table is up, every cart is locked away. Why are they so strict about all that?
And the answer it has almost nothing to do with tidiness. It's all about physics. Every single one of those actions is a crucial part of controlling the aircraft's balance for a safe flight.
That's right. Your cabin crew's role goes way, way beyond just service. All those procedures are directly tied to the science of safety, to the fundamental forces that keep a massive airliner up in the sky. To really understand why, we have to see flight for what it actually is, this constant, invisible balancing act. It's a really delicate equilibrium of these immense forces that have to be managed perfectly from gate to gate. So, picture this. At any given moment, a plane is in a constant tug of war. You've got thrust from the engines pushing it forward, fighting against the air resistance of drag. And at the exact same time, you've got lift from the wings pushing the plane up, fighting against its own weight pulling it down. For a smooth, steady cruise, all four of these forces have to be in perfect balance. So how do pilots use this? Well, to climb, they don't just point the nose up. They increase thrust so it overpowers drag, which in turn helps generate more lift than weight. They are skillfully creating a controlled imbalance to maneuver the aircraft. It's this beautiful dance with physics, really. And once you understand these forces, you can start to decode the language of a flight. All those strange sounds and sensations you feel, that's just the aircraft speaking physics. For instance, you've just taken off, the plane's climbing, and then all of a sudden you hear these loud, whirring, kind of clunking sounds coming from the wings. It can be a little unnerving if you don't know what's going on, right? Well, that is the sound of safety. Those are the flaps and slots. They're mechanical parts on the wing that are either extending or retracting. What they do is change the wing's shape to generate more lift at slower speeds, which is absolutely essential for takeoff and landing. So when you hear those sounds, you can just smile. It means the plane is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Okay, here's another scenario. You're about to touch down, you can see the runway getting closer and closer, and then boom, the engines roar back to life and the plane climbs steeply away. I mean, it feels dramatic, but crew training manuals are super clear on this. Don't be alarmed. This is called a go-around, and let me be clear, it is not an emergency. It's the avoidance of a potential one. Maybe there's another plane on the runway or a sudden gust of wind. A go-around is the safest possible decision the pilots can make, and it's a standard procedure they train for constantly. The crew knows this is a textbook move, and their job is to stay calm and let passengers know that everything is perfectly normal. And this brings us right back to where we started, the cabin. This is the core aha moment, where all those strict rules about carts and bags and where you're sitting suddenly make perfect aerodynamic sense. See, every aircraft has something called a center of gravity, or CG. The easiest way to think of it is like the balancing point on a seesaw. For the plane to be stable and easy to control, that point has to stay within very strict, very narrow limits. If it shifts too far forward or too far back, it can actually be dangerous.
But wait a minute, you're probably thinking, we're talking about a massive 200-ton jet here. How on earth can something as small as a galley cart or maybe a few passengers moving around possibly make a difference?
Well, the answer is, even though those things are small in comparison, they are absolutely enough to shift that sensitive center of gravity. By making sure passengers are seated, carts are locked, and bags are secured during those critical phases of flight, the crew is actively managing the aircraft's balance. They're basically the first line of defense in keeping the plane stable. Now, this deep understanding of the aircraft is exactly what allows the crew to remain so calm and effective during unexpected events. And the most common one we all think about is turbulence.
Okay, first things first, let's get a major worry just completely out of the way. Modern aircraft are absolute engineering marvels. They are designed and tested to withstand forces far, far greater than even the most severe turbulence they could ever encounter. The plane itself is not in danger. The crew's job during turbulence isn't about saving the aircraft, it's about safeguarding everything and everyone inside the cabin.
They follow a very clear, very disciplined guide.
And notice how the actions change with the intensity. In light turbulence, it's just caution. But the second it becomes moderate, service stops cold, carts are secured and they sit down. And in severe turbulence, their only job is to secure themselves immediately. This isn't panic, it's a trained professional response to keep the cabin safe.
So the big takeaway here is really a newfound respect for the flight crew. They're not just there for service, they are highly trained safety professionals. That calm demeanor they have, it comes from a deep understanding of the aircraft and their critical role in its operation. They are the expert authority in the air, and their #1 mission is your safety.
So the next time you're on a plane, listen for that clunk of the flaps, or watch the crew as they methodically secure the cabin before takeoff. You'll now understand the secret language of the flight. So I guess the question is, what secret will you be listening for now? What will you see differently now that you know the why behind all the rules?